We are live. Welcome to the Money GPS Live. Thank you for coming in today. We already have a bunch of people in the house. Thank you for that. Just setting up everything on my end here. Welcome, welcome all. Just going to set up all of my... All right. Instagram is up and running. TikTok, my favorite. My favorite app in the world. TikTok. So many dancing videos. So much truth on TikTok. Yes, yes, yes. Instagram. Welcome and thank you, everybody. Coming on in. People are rushing in. Silver is a buy. Bought 500 ounces last week. Now that is a nice bit. A nice bit. All right. The dip is delicious. I ignored the charts, but I'm a newbie. Gotta start somewhere, right? You have to. Silver so manipulated. True price discovery is impossible. I would just say that whatever it is you're buying, don't get too into it, right? With one thing, you definitely want to diversify in what you have, even within that asset class itself. Okay, guys? All right. And just to be clear, I'm not sure if this is sarcasm from our friend David Wong, but always remember the difference between the stock market and the economy. Two very different things. Stock market, economy. Today we are talking about are we going to go to another lockdown and so on? This is really key, of course. The economy is barely keeping on. And so this is a huge concern, obviously. On Instagram, getting the question, how would you go about buying physical gold? The easiest way, the most simple way for like somebody who's never done it before, go to your local bank branch. Go to your local bank branch and ask them. If they start talking about gold, this is my experience, started talking to me about gold stocks, gold mining, ETFs and all this stuff. I said, no, I want the physical gold. And the person was like, please, like, just get in the stocks. It's the same thing. It's just, come on. I said, no, I want physical. And they just couldn't. They just couldn't help me. So I had to go to another bank. Okay, so that's the first place I would start, just because at first you want to be comfortable, and I think that's the best thing to do. Local bank branch, make sure it's a nice, reliable place, reliable company, and so on, and start there. All right. How come nobody mentions gold and silver could go to zero? Oil went negative. The futures, I mean, like if you want to be technical, yeah, anything can go to zero. Anything. You're like, how many stocks have gone to zero? A lot of them. Can the entire market go to zero? Like theoretically, it could go to zero, but there's somebody's going to pay something for it. It was a very extreme scenario to see oil go in the negative. Made no sense really, because it obviously is so important. But that's what happens to the paper markets. The paper markets are obstructed, they're convoluted, they're all these different things within them, and unfortunately you get very wacky things. That's why we had the flash crash. What was it, 2010? Stuff like that just happens. It's because of these markets, and they're manipulated. Haircut. Yeah, I cut my own hair. right. Understand your position on physical gold. What do you think of gold royalty companies? I only like the only way I would want to have physical precious metals is to have physical precious metals. Personally, I would rather have, like, if I'm going to have any form of paper or anything else, I would rather have a stock. So I would rather have a paper stock than paper gold. If I had to do that, I wouldn't do that. I would rather have physical gold. But if I had to choose between the two, at least like I know that with that stock I could be getting a dividend. I could look into it and see, you know, is this stock likely to up in the future? With the gold, I'm basically just yeah, I don't know. For me, it's not for me. Thank you, TikTok, for being here today. TikTok comes in and out of the room. Bought metal today. All right. Cash will be king at some point. It's a necessary condition to effectuate the greater plan. Cash is has its use. There's no doubt, but it's devaluing every second. So I would watch it. All right. Let's see what we got here. It's the Money GPS, so sponsored by you, the viewer. That's right, you guys with your literally your views of the ads sponsor this channel. That's what's keeping it alive. Just barely, to be honest with you, just barely. I'm at that point, but trying to do what I can. The market wouldn't go to zero. That's, I mean, it's very, very, very unlikely, right? Could it happen? Like, maybe. I mean, it's just same like oil. Would anybody have thought oil could go to negative? Probably not. Like, the probabilities is so small, but it happened. So anything is possible, but I just wouldn't count on it. That's all. All right, let's see what we got here. Bank of America and Wells Fargo branches closing here in the past year or two. Yes, they're going away from the physical locations. Real estate, I don't understand how commercial, retail, office, real estate is like, I don't understand how it's still standing in general. Of course, there's areas it needs to be, and there's busy places all over the place. Go to a Starbucks. I mean, I've seen coffee shops, the same coffee shop, 3 out of 4 corners of an intersection, all 3 busy during rush hour. 3 out of 4 of the corners. I mean, so some places are busy and they're raking in cash. So, you know, it's just like that. Oh my goodness, I just realized oh man. There's a lot of comments in here. Guys, thank you very much. We got 167 people in the house. Only 57 likes? No, 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 no. Come on. If Janet Yellen was here, she would be giving you a talking to. Let's go. Come on, get those likes going. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. All right, 69 likes. Let's do it. All right, 87. We could do better, guys. And Instagram, don't think I'm not looking at you. You hitting that thumbs up? Is there even a thumbs up on lives? Who knows? So everybody listening, I got Lynn Alden, got her to reply to me, and there will be an interview next week with Lynn Alden on the Money GPS. So I know that many people had requested Lynn Alden to come on. I emailed her. We're just back and forth kind of thing, trying to arrange a date and time for that. Lynn Alden will be on the Money GPS. All right. How do you maintain your beard? Don't shave. Should I even bother investing in the stock market or just keep savings and buy a ranch with a bunch of land? Depends what you like. Do you like the idea of a ranch with land? Sounds pretty cool. Like some people who do that, you know, a collapse could happen, real estate could bomb, and stocks just terrible, and everything could be bad. And those people wouldn't even know the difference. The ups and downs, and you know that's a really nice thing. It is, but you know, it has to work for you. It has to work for you. If you like that, you do it. Don't worry about like, you know, what's the best thing to do, and somebody's gonna say this or that, but that might not be for you, right? All right, what do we got here on Instagram? Housing crisis 2.0 coming. I think it's gonna start with the commercial side before the residential side. Personally, more kittens will equate to more likes. Yeah. I've seen your videos for a few years. I love them. About your books as well. Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for supporting me. And don't forget to give that book to somebody else when you're done with it. Okay, guys? If you bought the Money GPS, hand it off. Hand it off to somebody else. Okay? They'll thank you later. Okay, what do we got here? No lockdown, she says. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think some areas will lock down. I think it's going to happen when we move into the fall. I don't think it's going to be a, well, we'll see. I shouldn't predict. Nobody predicted anything like this before. We got the Japanese stock market going up. Yeah. Has it surpassed its previous 1989 high? I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. All right. I just do, I do my own because it's just easier. How do taxes work on selling physical gold? Well, I mean, it's like anything else, right? It's up to you to decide to tell the government about your sales. So if you sell, then you would have to notify the government of what you sold. Thank you for that. Definitely hand those books off. When interest rates will rise, I think we'll get a little bit of insight as to the path we are on at September's meeting. So September meeting, they're kind of give insight as to the taper, and I think that they'll probably say, no way, no, don't worry about interest rates rising. So that would mean probably not until next year for any sort of interest rate rise. All right, like buying gold from my local shop. Yeah, absolutely. You can buy from a local coin dealer or what have you. The only thing I would say is make sure that this metal is tested. You want to test that metal to address its purity. It could be tungsten. It could be something else. So just make sure it's tested. That's all. All right. Again, this chat. I don't know why it's like this, guys. Every time I scroll a little bit, it brings me right down to the bottom again, and I miss everybody's. Let's try that again. Yes, okay, so this is where I am right now, guys. Like buttons. Yes, that was a few minutes ago. We got 215 people in the house, 128 likes. What's going on? You gotta hit that like button. That's the only way to do this. I gotta get this channel to 300,000 views. I'm planning some good stuff. I'm going through the interviews and the people that they want interviewed. I'm going to interview them. At least I'm going to try to interview people. I messaged Alessio Rastani a couple times. He didn't reply. Lynn Alden just replied, so I'll get that one going if I can. There's a thumbs up on lives. All right. It's not key. Thoughts on the extended rent moratorium for the U.S. More horror coming at the end of the year. Like either way, I don't understand how it's going to end well. I just don't. Oh, this guy, Dan Pena, he's hilarious. Lynn Alden. Yeah, she's smart. Really like her. Okay, good stuff. And as for the oil and gas space, okay, I will. Yeah, there's a bunch of people talking about Lynn. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys like it, so I'll stay tuned for that. It'll probably, I think if we can, it's going to be probably on the 17th. I'm recording it, and then it would probably post on the weekend. Maybe. We'll see. All depends. I bought 120 acres, farming nuts and fruits, just started, don't know much, learning as I go. That's it, right? That's fantastic. 120 acres. It's crazy to think about what you can grow on that if you want to, or maybe you can split that off and sell a piece of it or rent that piece of it out. I mean, who knows? There's so many options for you, right? You can raise cattle, or like whatever you want to do, right? There's a lot of potential options. I like that. Thoughts on the dip in gold and silver today? Actually, I haven't even looked. I have not even looked. Let me see for a second here. I'm gonna check this out. Maybe I can even pull the chart up for you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. We got 147 likes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Just gotta get these settings going. Just one second, guys. Oh, super chat. All right. Thank you for the support. Interesting timing that extended unemployment ends and rent moratorium ends at the same time as the injection mandate arrives. Yes. I don't think for a lot of things, there's no coincidences. These things are happening for a reason. I think that they're going to push ahead. They're going to figure out a way to get much more stimulus in here, but you always need a good crisis to make that happen, right? And so they will. In this infrastructure bill, there's a lot of garbage in there. I talked about this already, about the crypto regulation that's in there. Secondarily, we have the one I just mentioned today. Oh my goodness, what was it? Tax you for every mile driven. I was talking about that on my channel literally years and years ago. I was saying, look, they're going to do this. They're going to tax you for every mile driven, every mile driven. I talked about it over and over and over and over again. And people, there was definitely people who were saying, no, this isn't true. Stop fear mongering and all that. Here we are today. They put it into, or they're trying to put it into law. It'll probably get passed. It's a pilot program at this point here. Ultimately, I think all the new cars are going to have within their GPS or tracking units that are built into them. That's going to be there, and you're going to get tracked. And that's just the way it goes. All new cars, I'm sure, are capable of it today. It's just a matter of connecting that with your municipality or whatever. Okay, let me show you what we got. Look at gold. Yes, so the person who was asking, I don't know if it was, yes, Holly, you're asking on Instagram. I have it on my YouTube here, but essentially, if you can just listen to what I'm saying here, because I'm showing it on the screen. So it got smacked down by about $100 or so almost like in a flash crash. And part of that was because the 50-day moving average crossed over the 200-day moving average and triggered a whole bunch of algorithms to sell. If I look at it right now, what I had said yesterday, I was very clear about that, and that is that it was outside of the Bollinger Bands. Oftentimes when anything finds its way outside of the Bollinger Bands, it will come back in. It isn't going to happen the next minute or the next hour or the day, whatever. It finds its way back into the Bollinger Bands. It's not enough to go on if you're going to buy necessarily, but it's just the way it is. So right now we're seeing a little bit of stability in there, and maybe it'll bounce its way back up a little bit. It's ultimately over this past month or so has not looked strong at all, and now it's breaking down to this point here. So that's what I'm showing here on the chart anyway. But you look at, for instance, the NASDAQ, which was up. It's always up. I mean, it's the NASDAQ, right? This will be punished in time whenever there is a major market crash. I suspect that the NASDAQ will get hit harder than the other stocks, but who knows? Who knows when that will be? And the stocks will probably just continue to go up and up and up as we are in this fairy tale land. And so I think it's important for people to know where their money is kept. Always hedge your bets. Do what you can about inflation. Inflationary pressures will destroy people. There's no doubt about it. And I notice a lot of people talk about like the dollar index and so on, and you should not be paying attention to the dollar index. It's more just for fun when you look at it. I mean, I'm showing it here. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. The dollar has been losing money this entire time in relation to your food prices, your energy prices, and so on. It depends on what you're measuring it against, right? It really depends. What are you measuring the currency against? Is it food, or is it a stock? Is it whatever, right? You have to look at it that way. Your stream has static cracklings. Does anybody else hear that? I'm trying to look. Microphone seems all right. Let me know if anybody else hears that. Tax the 1%. So the 1% actually gets taxed a lot of money. But it never goes, the tax dollars don't actually go to help you. They don't. They go overseas and they get dropped. They get converted into big things that get dropped 30,000 feet from the sky and destroy innocent people. So that's what your tax dollars are used for, and they're used, for the NSA and everything else. Static, yes. Interesting. A little bit. I don't know what it is. Let me see, guys. Sorry about that. Let me try one thing for a second, please. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let me know if that's any better, guys. If it's done anything. I don't know what it is. The queen gets the taxes. Yes, that's right. Somebody else is getting it, I'll tell you that much. All right. Test fine. Good stuff. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know. There's an app. I use this thing called StreamYard, which basically simultaneously streams to multiple platforms. So maybe that's what it is. They are trying to tax the mic. Yes. No more clipping. Audio's clean. No static. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so yeah, I think that we could enter a time frame in which there are more lockdowns and more restrictions. This is going to affect the economy negatively, and of course, that's the last thing the economy needs. If we move into a time in which you're already seeing people that are, let's say, they work in the restaurant industry or something, and they've been dealing with a lot of unemployment, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth over this last year and a half, and they just want to get working. If we move into the fall, colder areas are going to restrict indoor dining. You can only take it so far into the year. You could put heaters and you could maybe put tents or something, but it only goes so far in many of these places. So then what happens? They get laid off again. They're going to say, forget it, I don't want to do this. So they move into different jobs, or maybe they're taking the government assistance. And what are these people going to do? What are they going to do? They are going to not be as productive as they were previously. And so people will say, well, you know what? It's not a good paying job. I'm not taking it, and so on. Well, the simple matter of fact is now there's all of these different companies coming out with robots and different ways of doing things. You go to McDonald's, there's a big screen, you touch the screen, you get your order, you don't talk to a human, the thing comes out, you eat your food, it's all done. And now they got Flippy the robot. Flippy the robot is working at White Castle already. It's coming to all the fast food restaurants. It's putting the fries in, it's doing the burgers, it's making it happen. Now, do you still need some employees? Yes, right now today, Flippy's not replacing all jobs, but Flippy replaces 2 people. He's going to do the burgers, he's going to do the fries, but somebody's just going to have to monitor it, make sure everything's okay, do a little refill, do a little this and that. And no longer do you need 3 people working. Maybe you can just have 1 person working. So the entire landscape could, if this goes on, if we enter into lockdown, fall, winter time, all the way into the springtime, this is going to completely change. I think we're already there, but I think it will be the set in stone. The entire restaurant industry, hospitality, travel, tourism, all these different things are going to be radically shifted permanently, at least for a very long period of time. Things might change down the road, who knows, but I think that that's the way it's going to go, and that isn't a good thing. You've got millions of people that are not working today. They don't show up on the statistics. The unemployment rate is entirely fake. The Labor Department admitted that the way they calculated it was incorrect, and that they are not going to resolve the problem that they had. And so this is what we're dealing with, but people don't want to talk about it because why? The stock market is up. The stock market is up. Yes, 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 yes. It's fantastic. And of course, we're not allowed to talk about the people who are suffering. Don't talk about that. That's negative. Yes, the PPP loans. Those loans, by the way, if anybody doesn't know, is how you get a free Lamborghini, a yacht, whatever you want. PPP loans. I was a chef and will not go back. Yeah, many people are going to be in this situation. They're not going to go back to their previous job. They don't know if they're going to be out of work tomorrow. They don't know what to expect. It's just not a good deal. Here we go. All right, we got some good stuff coming in TikTok here. What are you talking about? That's not true with McDonald's. You can still talk to a person. Flippy is in America only, so that doesn't count here in Canada. I think you're mistaken with these facts. I think you misunderstood. You misunderstood. All right. Let's look at this here. Will there be more in your opinion? Mark, if you're asking me, just to clarify, if we're asking me about the lockdowns, do I think it's possible? I don't think they're going to do, based on what they're saying right now, they look like they're itching to get more lockdowns. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, if that's what you're asking. I have no idea. I don't have a crystal ball. If David Wong is still in the house, he has a crystal ball, so we can all ask him. He knows. He's able to determine the future. be the guy that fixes Flippy the robot, you will have a job forever. Yes, it's true, right? Robotics automation, probably the best job until they figure out how to build robots with other robots or something. All right, TikTok is asking, off topic, at 25, is 230K good saved at this age, or am I behind compared to others my age? It's good, but don't worry about how much you have. How much can you keep, and what can you do with what you have? Also wondering how to increase this money with investments. Yeah, you definitely gotta. Okay, so what I would say to you is to read Ray Dalio's Principles book, then read Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. That'll give you a good start. Do not try to anything that seems like a get rich quick and all that stuff. Stay away from it. And be careful where you have $230,000 in one place. Do not keep $230,000 in one place. All right. Another brick in the wall. Like a school minus mortarboard used to cement the wall. Wake up and get out. This is this was built by Flippy's friend Bricky the robot. Okay, I'm trying to read through all of. There's so many comments, guys. All right, I think I need to get a. Probably need a moderator. I don't even know if I can do this live anymore on the week. It's just so time consuming. I'm trying to do what I can though. If the market crashes, will retail traders then start shorting the market similar to AMC GME runs? They will start shorting, but I think what's going to happen for a lot of people is they're going to get the flashbacks of 2020 when the market comes down 20%, 30%, and so on. Now's the time to buy. That's how they're programmed now. Because if you buy when the market is down 20, 30%, it's just going to V-shape recovery back up. Everything is totally fine. It's not, of course, not always the case. We have had some failures before, and certainly won't be the last time. Some companies will be going out of business. It doesn't take much to bring them down. New rules for Ethereum. I don't know enough about it, to be honest, to tell you. I'm not that informed about the new rules. I don't know. Don't stop doing this. Yeah. You should pick just a couple days a week. This is so fun, but I can't enjoy it as much every day as I could in limited quantity. Yeah, for sure. I think like weekends most likely, and then probably that's it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. For now, I'll do it. Lynette Zhang said the IMF is going to issue $650 billion of SDRs. She is scared. I think I talked about this before, to give to different countries around the world. It's no different than what they've done many times before. And it's not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but they've done it so many times before. By the way, that's your tax dollars, just so we're clear. If you're in the US especially, you are the primary funder of the IMF. One to say that I really appreciate your work. I think you do an excellent job. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Takes a lot of effort to put the videos together, but I do thank everybody for coming on in, coming around, and just supporting me in any way you can. Hit that thumbs up button if you want to support me. All you got to do is click that button. And don't forget, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them. I am on every platform you can imagine. I'm now getting my stuff onto the like Spotify. I'm on there. Anchor.fm. I'm on there. I'm trying to get approved on or reapproved or whatever you want to call it on Apple Podcasts. I'm trying to do every single one. Subscribers are down. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing what I can, trying to help as much as I possibly can. An epic Janet poster. I would love a Janet poster, full size one. I think we will never have a big crash like we had in the past. Even if there's a crash, it will most likely recover fast in a V-shape recovery. You see that? I want you to. Anybody needs to know the future. David Wong. He hasn't told me, but he has a. He's got a crystal ball. It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah, what is the likelihood of another lockdown? I mean, they're talking about it. That's the thing, right? They're talking about it, despite getting to their previous threshold, which they had. I can't talk about exactly what I'm saying here, but hopefully you can extrapolate the information. They got to their threshold already in many cases, but that's not enough. They're pushing that further and further. And what does that mean? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Oh, wow. I found you on Pinterest of all places. That's funny. It's the only other one I am on. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, I post the same ones to all of them, including Pinterest. And I have basically like no follow. I don't even know. I actually don't check it. But last time I looked over there, there was no followers. And it's interesting that you came in through there. So it worked to grab somebody. Thank you. Thanks, David Wong. You rock, bro. Yes, yes. His crystal ball, absolutely. Um, are you on Discord? Yeah, no, not on Discord. I'm not probably not. I have no intention on. People have told me about it. It's good because you can talk back to each other and so on. But the thing is, if we start going on Discord, we got 17 people over there. You know, it's just I can't make it happen. If it was like a private group and I was doing like showing you my trades or something, then it could provide value. But just like this is the like I share my screen with you, you can see me. That's enough for now. It's just not you know I don't know. I gotta figure. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep this business going just the way it's going. We'll see. We live in a world of instant information, so the correction will be much faster than in the past. That's why a V-shaped recovery is more likely. I would have to venture a guess that there's going to be a period of time in which things are terrible for a long period. And why is that the case? All of the gains that you've seen in the stock market today are pulled from the future. It's not presently what companies are worth. We've pulled so much from the future into the present already. So if things do collapse, it will be very hard and very painful. What's going to come up on the other side? Who knows? Who knows? Nobody should claim to know. But we know specifically that the most likely event is going to be very, very bad and very fast. The rate at which these problems accelerate is getting worse and worse and worse every single crisis. Yeah, general rule of thumb, if you want to be successful, do the opposite of what David Wong suggests. You're welcome. Look, let's be honest. Stocks have gone up. Stocks have gone up, 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 right? And what does that mean? It means that the Federal Reserve is devaluing the currency. They are making it a risk-on mentality. There's been this essentially chase for yield. So risk assets have done very well. People don't want things like gold and silver because at what point just buy Tesla stock, I just buy Amazon stock, and I'm going to be a rich man. Do you cross post on all the other ones? So I tried BitChute. The connection stopped working, contacted the support, and they said try this or that. I tried, it didn't work. Rumble, tried to connect my account with Rumble, didn't work. So like if their services are not going to work, I can't use them. I can manually post to them. It just takes so much time. I do not have time for it. I post on Odyssey because why? Their service really worked to automatically pull from this platform to that one. It's really unfortunate. I don't know what the other people are doing. I guess if they've been canceled from this platform, then they don't have a choice. They just start posting on that other platform. But I mean, yeah. Odyssey is great. Yep. Somebody asked about the mandates. Will they mandate certain things in people's arms? I think that they don't need to. They just restrict, 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 and then they force as much people to get it as much as possible. You just like take away. Okay, you can't do this, can't do that, can't do this, and then eventually more people are like, well, I gotta do that. Okay, fine, I'll get it. All right. Yeah, for Discord. Yeah, so I just unfortunately like I know people use it for their to give out their trades and all this different thing, but just not for me at least right now. Yeah, Jim Rogers. I would love to get Jim Rogers on. Yeah, classic Jim Rogers. I read one or two of his books probably. Okay. All right. 2030. 2030. Wow. What will we see? Well, Agenda 2030. I think that what we saw between last year and this year has changed somewhat. But if I were to just ignore that piece of information, that historical data, I would say that we have a lot of people living in the mega cities, a lot of people that are sort of, you know, you're stuck in very, very urban environments. Um, things will be different. I'm just trying to think, sort of Hunger Games like. I mean, not that extreme, but I think so. I think something like that. And how do you get? So let me just expand on that. How do you get people that just moved out to the suburban areas and rural areas? How do you get them back in? Well, you tax them for every mile they've driven. If the person says, you know what, I don't mind driving an hour a day. It's nice. It's a nice drive. Everything's going to be good. It's just an hour a day on the way to work, an hour a day on the way back. And guess what? I saved $300,000 on my house. It's fantastic. If they're being taxed for every mile they're driven, well, maybe at the beginning it's a small tax, so it's not a big deal. But in 3 years, it's going to be even worse and worse and worse. But this car is it's more than 3 years old, therefore it's a polluter, and therefore it's going to be this tax and this bracket, and you make this much and so on. And then it's like, maybe we'll move back into the city. So they make it too expensive to live out there. That's all you got to do. You just have to disincentivize people. People should read the book Freakonomics as well as Super Freakonomics to understand incentives, and that gives you a better idea of how to be better in the stock market, how to be better at everything. But you got to understand the book talks about incentives. Don't focus on the numbers and all these different things. Incentives. Thank you for the support. If they let the market instead of the central bank set the interest rates, what do you think it would settle? Hard question. It'd be higher. I could tell you that. Fed funds rate currently at 0. It wouldn't surprise me to see it realistically somewhere around 5% on the Fed funds rate. I don't think it would maybe it goes above that for a period and comes back down. But I think sort of maybe like 5. It's hard to be able to determine exactly, but it would definitely be higher than it is today. I don't see it going back to necessarily 20% like it was for one brief period, but certainly much higher than where it is right now. Doug Casey. Yep, yep. I can see the doom scenario GPS just described. Yeah, but they just implement it under the guise of helping you, right? Are the globalists winning? Yes, absolutely. Stop being so negative. What happens to taxi drivers? Yeah, and like, is somebody gonna get? Is somebody gonna get? Are you gonna get a waiver? Oh, but you're doing a long haul, or you're shipping food, so we don't want to have impact on the food. So we're gonna give them a waiver. I mean, it's gonna be a mess. I don't know how they're gonna do that. That's why they're beta testing it now, and we'll see. Let's see what we got here. Will school be taught in person? I don't think so. I really don't think. I think 2020 has taught us that they're probably going to do away with that. Now, what are they? The only way I would say that they would do so is because the indoctrination is much better in their own environment versus you being at home. So they can't do as much that way. So I think from the highest levels, they want to push more children to be at the school versus at home learning through the computer and so on. There's good and there's bad and so on. But I just think that it's so convoluted. I have my own ideas about the school, how school will change. If anybody's interested in that, I really believe that school will change big time, or it will become obsolete. If anybody wants to know about that, I can talk about that right now. Keyword indoctrination, yes. In person, in rural, yeah, probably. Things don't change as fast there, right? Agenda 21. Rand Paul, yeah, I think I heard about that. Anti-globalist international movement? No, I don't think so. People are subservient. Take away their Netflix. Shut down their Netflix. They'll come back. Really quickly, I think the way that the school system will evolve is basically it's going to have to, like I said, or it's obsolete. So you think about the kids that are born right now. 20 years from now, they're going to have to choose their post-secondary education, and what's it going to be? Are they going to go and get their general arts and studies and all these different things that have no real value in the end? No, I think by then the children will absolutely realize that they need specialization. What is it? What's their interest? They're going to go take a course, they're going to buy it online for $1,000 or $2,000, and now they have a skill, whether that is selling online, whatever the new Amazon is in 20 years from now, or maybe it's going to be how to program AI. Maybe it's going to be fixing something. They're a handyman. Maybe they're going to learn how to build robots, maybe something like that. But they're not going to want to go. Maybe the schools still exist, but they're not going to want to go, oh, now I got to go to 4 years of school, take all these exams and tests, and go to, philosophy class because I need to take an elective credit, when all I really wanted to do was learn this skill, which I can do in a 3-month period, and just focus really on that one thing and pay a fraction of the price to do it. No, maybe there's no international standard of school and this and that, but whatever. That's got to go away. Now, if you're a doctor, if you're an engineer, if you're an architect, I mean, there's certain things that, yeah, you want your surgeon to have gone through some sort of schooling program. You don't want some guy off the street who will do it for you for a discount. I mean, that's not the case. But the point is, you just see the way that the school system's changing. I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's pretty clear, but who knows? The Jekyll Island creature will never let go of the financial markets. It was designed to control them. Yes, I completely agree with you. But people believe that they don't want it to crash when in fact they create the crash. You need to change that mentality. You're correct about school GPS. Yeah, I think it's going to go that way. I just think that the kid, a kid is growing up learning from TikTok. And what does TikTok teach you? If that's actually something. TikTok, what is it? What does it do? That the demand, you need to provide somebody with good information within the first 3 seconds, or they're going to the next person. We're talking about information that needs to go through fast, 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 fast. The attention spans are dropping dramatically. Kids today, even if they are not just completely out of it from well, I won't get into it. And so what do they want? They want the information now. They want to be taught now. They don't want to sit 4 years through school to get this education, diploma, whatever, be stressed out over all of the nonsense. And then what do they get at the end? Nothing but debt. That's just not going to work, especially as the price keeps going up. You want to look for inflation? Look at the amount that people are paying for school. Crazy inflation there. Children are not competing against themselves, but also AI, automation, and robots. Yeah, I mean, all businesses are getting rid of, look at robo-advisors. The financial industry is going towards robo-advisors. Why? Because no longer do I need to, I don't need to go in to talk to my financial advisor. I don't need to even call them on the phone. I just open up my app and talk to my robo-advisor on my app, make a few changes if needed. They prompt me when things need to take place. Oh, maybe you should buy in because there's a dip. That's what they're going to do. They're probably going to be much more efficient, because right now you go to the general bank advisor. If you're not a high net worth individual, you go to the bank with your financial advisor. What are they doing? They're taking care of 3,000 clients. They haven't looked at your assets since the last time you spoke to them. I assure you, there's no daily management whatsoever. They put everybody into the exact same funds. I once had a guy tell me many years ago now, he said, what's your risk tolerance? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, and he said, it doesn't matter anyway. And he just he just clicked the buttons on the screen. I don't even know. I was so young, but I just remember that. AMC is going to accept Bitcoin. That sounds like a great way to get attention. I had some theories about how school will change in the next 5 years. Yeah, I think there's going to be changes, however it goes. Is the sound the problem again? My goodness. Okay, I'm going to get out of here anyway, guys. Cutting out. I don't know what's happening. One second. Hold on. Try that again. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hope that's okay. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna stay for another 5 or 10 minutes. That's all. Sound is fine. Oh, it's fine. Some people say it's fine. Who knows? It might be the stream itself, eh? Might be the stream. Who knows? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys. Before you leave, hit that thumbs up or the thumbs down. If you see one, hit the thumbs down. That's great. Anything is good, up or down. Somebody likes Tool in here. I see that somebody likes Tool in here. I'm not going to put that comment up, but somebody likes Tool. Sound is all good. All right. How do you think the Fed will implement the central bank digital currency? Testing phases through years or all at once on national headlines reacting? No, I think it'll be rolled out slowly. You might have domestically first, and between the commercial banks and the central bank, and that's it. Like the reserves back and forth, and then they start doing it, with the individuals and so on. I've said before that I believe that they can get millions and millions of people in the U.S. to accept the central bank digital currency and simply offer it to people as a UBI. Oh, you want UBI? No problem. Federal Reserve is going to give that to you. This is the crisis scenario. We're just going to do this for a limited period of time. We'll take care of you. We are your daddy. So they're going to offer you $5 now, whatever that is, but you just got to accept this new central bank digital currency. Here it is. Open the app, scan your thumb, scan your iris, make this happen. It's going to be totally fine. No worries. People will do it, right? Free money. Free money. All I got to do is scan my thumbprint. No problem. Oh, it's part of the social credit score. Oh, if I do this or that, then my money's going to be cut off. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. You're going to do it. I always thumbs up Yellen's booty shake. Yellen, Janet Yellen. I'm so glad she's back. When she left as the Federal Reserve Chairman, it was, left a hole in my heart. So I'm glad she's back. Definitely. All right. I can honestly say that I've eaten tacos at least 4 times a week for the last 3 weeks. Yes. Oh my goodness. That's good. You do some great work, and I think the resistance will be stronger than some I expect. Trying to be a smart contract developer, so I always think about the ramifications of the CBDCs. Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I just think that people ultimately will give in. They'll just give in. Most people will. I mean, I can talk to people on the street, and I could talk about whatever celebrity or sports thing or Game of Thrones or whatever the new show is, and I can have people tell me every single detail about it. But if I start talking about the Federal Reserve, if I start talking about real stuff, there's just no interest, no knowledge, and no interest. Let's be honest, guys. The vast majority of the public doesn't want to know. They don't want to know, and that's okay. That's okay. What can we do, right? We just have to be the ones to learn. We have to be the ones to do things for ourselves, whatever that means. I think for some people, having a beautiful garden bed in their backyard is what they want, and that's fantastic. For some people, it's a yacht and 2 mansions and whatever it is. Great, okay, good. But you got to know what it is for yourself that you want. You got to achieve those goals. How are you going to achieve those goals? You got to know exactly what you want in your head first, and how you attain them will come with time. But you got to be realistic with them, and you got to set things just a little bit higher than where you think you can, and then you can accelerate beyond that point. You will never be able to get to where it's like if you're lifting weights. You're always lifting 20-pound dumbbells. And how are you going to get to 25? If you never grab that 25 and give it a try, you're never going to get to 25. So you gotta sometimes make that leap. You got to do this, whether that is in a business, you've never done a business before. Look, you got to step on the gas and you got to make it happen. You got to make it happen. How are you going to do that? You just do it. All right? You just got to do it. This is something that people struggle with all the time, whether it's investing or anything else. They get into the last second, herd mentality, and then, it messes them up. And this happens in every cycle, every single cycle. And this is not a good thing, right? So, but the same thing applies to businesses and so many other things. Thank you for the support. Love your analysis and evidence on macro every day. Thoughts on the future of the U.S. and China business relations and interdependence. Well, the two right now are extremely dependent on each other. China has their hands on every single country. Let's not deny it. You can see who really had a lot more of the pull when they had the whole fake trade negotiations, the trade deal, which never panned out whatsoever. Now, if you think about it, now it's completely ignored. They said, hey, next year we'll finish that. It's like not even happening. Never did. Let's be honest, it wasn't even a trade deal. The emperor of China didn't even bother coming. He sent the second in command. He said, go sign that paper. It's a joke anyway. But I think that if two countries can actually, like, look at Vietnam and the US, right? Good example. they didn't like each other for a period of time, a long period of time, right? Why? Because the military industrial complex was able to profit through that period. But now they're trading partners and they're both better off. Both sides are better off by actually trading between each other. But we're told somebody's the enemy. These people are bad. Those people are bad. Those are scary people. They show you a video of this guy and he looks real scary and they tell you that he's bad man. So we're going to go and attack those caves. They convinced everybody to go this way, and still 20 years later, nothing has changed. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Appreciate that. Social credit score, I do think so. Maybe it's going to be tied to this whole central bank digital currency if they hand it out as like a UBI and so on. Time frame, not within the next couple of years. I don't think so. I think that kind of thing takes year. Like China's like at least 10 years ahead, and in their infrastructure, they're more like 30 years ahead than most Western countries. So in their major cities anyway. So I think it's going to be a little while, but see, we can kind of gauge what the future is going to be by looking at China. A deflate. Somebody asked. No, I don't think any president. I don't think any president has anything to do with it. They're just hanging out. Don't be fooled by the suits and ties. Great stuff. Very true. Where was that? It was something I was going to talk about. There's so many comments, guys. I can't even. Right. Let's see. People such as ourselves on this channel are very rare. Very few people follow the stuff we follow very closely. And I thank each and every one of you for being here, okay? Really. Let's see what we got. There was something in here. It's a credit score now. No job, no mortgage, car loan, credit card use. You're going to be the fool system, and the kids are going to be loaded with debt. Yeah, that's definitely true. I don't know what I would do without you, David. You really help to calm my mind when it comes to the financials. You keep me grounded when it's easy to panic from minute to minute. Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to bring out the real deal, right? Everybody needs to know what's going on. I'm trying to just make it easy to digest the information. Instagram saying, I think in 6 months, they'll already brought up the UBI. Yeah, they could. I mean, they kind of tested it, right? Throughout 2020 with the stimulus checks to everybody. Why did everybody get a stimulus check? It's so strange. U.S. caused the most problems for people all over the world compared to any other country. I agree with that, but everybody is in it too now. There's a lot of different countries that do things they shouldn't be involved in, right? That's the one I wanted to. If we have a deflationary crash, do you think it'll take the crypto market with it? We don't have history on it. We don't. But I think the answer is yes. And why do I say that? Because if you look at what happens when we go a little bit risk off, look how we went in Bitcoin from 65,000 or so down to 30,000 like this. Why? Like people who really love Bitcoin. Did they sell? They didn't sell anything. People who really, really love it, they're going to hold on. But the people who are just speculating on the price, they start selling like crazy. They started selling like crazy. And I think the same thing is going to happen next time too, when there's a real big crash that affects the stock markets, the bond markets, the real estate markets, and anything else. Thank you for the support. AGPS, if Bill Gates is such a benefactor to society, why is he the biggest owner of real estate in the country and a huge shareholder of Berkshire? It's almost as if he wants more money. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what people want to know, but obviously, if he's the biggest landowner, farmland owner, I think part of that is because he wants to diversify his assets. So he owns a lot of all these different things, different financials like that, stock markets and so on. But I think that over time, he's getting smart in that way, that he wants to diversify. And what can you diversify? The exact opposite of what he owns would be farmland. So I could agree with him on that point. But at the same time, he's got a lot of other things going on. A lot of other things going on. So yeah, I think there's something much more sinister as well. But yeah, like anybody who has got way too much of their assets in one thing is not making it's not a wise thing. Like, just look at Jeff Bezos. Everybody talks about Jeff Bezos. Almost all of his wealth, I forget what it is, like 98% or something, is all in Amazon stock. He said it himself. Amazon's going to go bankrupt one day. So he knows that already. So he's putting his attention on the spaceship thing. He's investing, here and there. And of course, who knows what Amazon stock is going to go up to before it comes down. But certainly, I think it's wise for any of these companies to start to look, or individuals to start to look elsewhere, put their money elsewhere. So I don't think he's like Bill Gates. I don't think he's a good guy. That's just my opinion, though. Thank you for the support, as always. To anybody who supports me in any way, I really appreciate it. Bill Gates buying all their farmland? Yes, yes, yes. I recently got a $900 deposit into my bank account from Federal Payment. In Canada, seems like UBI is alive and well in 2021. Yeah, to some degree. I think they're going to go towards that. I mean, it's crazy how much money they're willing to just throw in there. But the funny thing is, for a lot of people, they didn't really need it. Like, you've got people starving, you've got people struggling, you've got people that are basically right around that poverty line, but they do not, they can't get the real stimulus that they need. What they really need is a job with a steady pay and so on, but that's not the case today in many areas for many people. And so they just give a stimulus check to everybody. And what happened? It was put into Robinhood. And where does it go from there? It goes into Apple stock and Amazon stock and Facebook and so on. So it's a bailout of the biggest companies in the world. Fourth stimulus check. I think so. Yeah. I think it's coming around. I don't know if it's going to be as big as the previous ones, but truth. Thank you for all your hard work. For anybody who wasn't here before, I'm going to end off the video shortly. I am doing an interview with Lynn Alden. Lynn Alden, many people have told me that they want to see her on the show. I'm bringing her on. I emailed her. She emailed me back. We're just trying to figure out exactly what day. I think it's going to be on the 17th when I record the video. And then usually I post my interviews on the Sunday, the following Sunday. So I think that would work out really good. I know you guys have talked about her. I'm trying to get other people on as well. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, I'm trying to get people that are interesting to you, so that hopefully you guys like the content and keep coming back and so on. It's difficult for me to do this kind of thing, but I'm gonna do everything I can to make that happen, to make it happen. So every single night I'm posting a YouTube short. I'm posting a YouTube video in the morning. I'm doing the live in the evening. I'm doing YouTube stories. I'm doing Instagram stories, posts every day, Facebook, Twitter. I'm going all out. I hope that you would support me in any way you can. Just go on, if you're on Instagram or whatever, just give those a like. Give them a like. It really helps out. Just a quick little double tap and you're helping me out. I thank you for that. We got one more before I go. Everyone should see the Bill Gates TEDx talk from, I saw that. Very interesting one. Thank you for the support. Yeah, so much going on. Got my support. Thank you. Scarlett Johansson. Yes. Absolutely. All right. Okay, guys. I'm going to take off. I appreciate you all for being here. Once again, thank you and take care.